Know Your Candidate. Presented by Portland is Possible, broadcasted by XRAY FM. In this segment, we offer a brief background on the visionary candidates that are proudly standing and running for the acclaimed Portland Area City Council. For now, we have a candidate of District 2 that incorporates St. John's, Kenton, Hayden Island, Mississippi, and Alberta neighborhoods.
Hi, I'm Mike Marshall. I'm running for City Council in District 2, and I use he, him pronouns.
In 30 years, how do you see the average Portlander getting where they need to be in town?
I view most of us hopefully using bikes, walking, using public transportation. Ideally, over 50% of trips will be in that using those modes. The challenge is getting there, and so in terms of where we will be versus where we should be are still up in the air. And I think that one of the really important ways that we're going to make that happen is to make our streets safer for pedestrians and for bike riders. And I believe we need to make public transit free so that we incentivize all of us to get out of our cars and start to use public transportation more often. And we have to make it safer so that people feel comfortable using public transportation.
What is most essential for the arts and creative community to thrive in Portland?
So like many of the challenges the city face, I think the arts community more than anything needs affordability, affordable housing, affordable places to do their art, affordable places to perform art. And so housing affordability is really the key to that. But I also think we need a leadership structure in the city, the mayor and the city council, who really lean into creating a much more creative and dynamic downtown than we currently have. And that's creating affordable housing and rental space, but it's also incorporating art much more boldly than we currently do, and recognize that it is any investment made in our arts community is a larger investment in our community. And the vibrancy of our community, which ultimately results in a much stronger tax base.
How can Portland make its local economy more sustainable and regenerative?
We can be more sustainable and regenerative, again, by addressing affordability. If we really want to create a vibrant economy, we need people that are living in Portland in a vibrant way, that they're thriving. And currently, roughly 40% of Portlanders experience housing insecurity, 20% food insecurity. In my district, in District 2, 12% of the folks live below the poverty level. And so if we truly want a sustained, dynamic, creative economy, we have to figure out how to make it much more affordable for people to live here, whether it be housing or transportation, schooling, things like that.
How does the city best support visionary public, private, and community projects?
So one of the ways to best support public-private partnerships is to get out of the way and let them, as long as they can make it clear that their projects align with the larger vision for the city, as well as that they are engaging in significant stakeholder input, then we should make sure that the permitting process, the zoning process, funding issues are streamlined to the extent possible. I think particularly the Albina Trust project is extraordinary, right? $1 billion dedicated to enhancing the African American community and that whole region, which is in District 2, I think is just going to be so dynamic and create so much imagination for other parts of the city what we can accomplish.
Central City has become unaffordable for most Portlanders to live and less attractive to work in or visit. Is that a problem?
Yeah, so the central city of Portland, downtown Portland, and southeast Portland is experiencing what so many cities around the country are experiencing post-COVID, which is the way people are working is not as, people are not going to the office nearly as much, right? And that's the new normal. And we can try and incentivize people to do that, but we need to begin to build a vibrant community that recognizes that that's the new normal. And I think bringing in more arts communities, more music, but also more academic institutions, and sort of leveraging what we're known for in Portland, food trucks and the music scene and environmentalism. Like, let's begin to attract academic institutions that create a really dynamic opportunity for our city residents to both live and work in and participate in. I think we have to reimagine what inner city living can look like, not should look like, but can look like, and really drive towards accomplishing that. Portland, we all move to Portland because, or we stay in Portland because it's a city that used to reach. It used to try and be more than it was, more than it is rather. And it's certainly why my husband and I, many years ago, decided to move to Portland. It was us reaching together to create a better life for ourselves. And we, as a city, need to be trying to reach again and not be caught into this, what I think is a lack of confidence that currently the city is handicapped by.
Lightning round. What's the last show or performance you saw?
I saw, I think it was Hair at the Keller.
If you could wave a magic wand to make one thing happen in Portland, what would you do?
I would make all the fentanyl and meth disappear.
If you couldn't live in Portland, where would you want to live?
Bend.
What place in town should everyone know about?
Peninsula Park in Northeast Portland.
Where do you get your coffee?
Costello's on Broadway.
So now you know your candidate, or a bit about them. We like to thank the visionary candidates, also like to especially thank all the volunteers and organizations that put this together. We couldn't do this without you. To look at each candidate, be a good Portland citizen, and to be a dashing and informed voter, listen to XRAY FM to learn about ballots and the new ranked choice voting system. And check out portlandpossible.org.